Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the New York Jets. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set, ready, turn two, sir. 54, Mike, 54. Don't get nervous. Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Crunch, crunch. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
Fair.
SOS, SOS.
Looking to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go. Flag, come on. You must be 49, check 49, check 49. Wide, get wide.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop. They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Here we go. Ready? 54, Hey, they're scared. Kill. Turn up. Kill, turn up. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. No.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
They're not ready for this, man. Kill. They still playing suck. Y'all playing the wrong play. Exit. Mike 54. Mike 54. Check back.
To throw is Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Check. Watch 54.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play, and 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Here
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football. Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
2nd and 9 now. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back.
Go. Hey, Alpha.
They're going to look to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. Get it.
Mixon with a first down carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Watch the eye.
Hey, high 7. Snap.
On play action, they'll throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
And from down in Miami, an update. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll look to throw. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Right there.
Kill.
Right there. 54 Mike.
It's our time. It's our time.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to kick it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Protein spell. Go.
You. It comes to me, it's me.
Big grip.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
50 seconds to Mike. Hey, come on out here. Come get some.
Back to throw here. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here's Jackson to return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Right there. 54.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. This is caught by Jackson. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Here we go. 280. 457.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Hey, orbit. Check.
On 1st down, Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That's one of the dangers of the quick game. If you only have a 2- or 3-step drop, if you don't get the ball to someone open right away, those defenders are right near the line of scrimmage and then get on top of you in a heartbeat.
You ain't doing nothing today. Here. Under 10.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working.
Yes.
Ringo. 57, let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Set. 8, read.
2nd and 13. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Check it backer. Check three. Peek in. Deuce.
Look. Squeeze. Out. Let go.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Jordan Jenkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Now, bottom line, tremendous starting field position really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
This will be taken short. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Come on, man. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They run with Bell on first down as he'll get forward for about 5 yards. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Yeah, baby.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the 27, Wentz, throw complete to Herndon. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter, it's a good running back dive play.
Quit talking about it and play it.
57.
Right there. 54. Right
Hey,
there.
shoot.
Hey.
What's this?
Now Wentz.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now. This is Mixon.
Avery Williamson, the Jets' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
10-2 stop.
Mike, they can't hang with us. Hey, switch gears.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Ready.
53 is the mic. Here we go.
5.
53 is the mic. 53. Check 53. Yeah. You don't want none. Check. 50.
Get it.
Check.
They'll set up to throw. He's got Green. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Coming to you.
Throwing is Wentz. A screen to Bell. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Again, it's Bell. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game.
Check three.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
On second down, it's Bell. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. They'll go again with Bell. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. They only got a couple, but a couple is all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
51, Mike 51. Check pass.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike 51. Hey, watch the slant.
Wentz going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Bynes coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Hey, one set. 82. Let's go.
Mike 5-4.
Now Wentz. That's caught by Jackson. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Well, the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Intended for A.J. Green. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, D. Let's go. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Watch the run. Watch the run. Check. 53's Mike.
Leo. Ready?
Looking to throw. Going deep downfield for Roll. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Brian Poole. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the 4th. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Kelly. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Ringer, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
From just shy of midfield, Wentz, he's got Herndon, his tight end. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Shorty.
Here we go.
On first down, it's Bell. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
5-9.
Now Wentz. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Now Bernard trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical third down conversion.
This afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. It hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
You draw quarters. Hey!
57 to Mike. Set the tone.
They'll run on first down. Bernard. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here we go, let's bring it.
Chopper! Undercut. Hey. Undercut.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Rabbit. Check three.
Yep.
I got motion man. Me. I got this.
Hit it.
Now it's Mixon running right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
Fresno. Shift. Get it.
Now a give, right side. Bernard. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. If there was a time to break off a nice run like that, it was right here to grab the lead in the fourth.
And it's just so much stress on a defense in that situation because you're looking at the clock. What are we guarding against? What's the first thing, right? The strike to the end zone, throwing the ball. Instead, they come back and hit him with a run. Block it well, and how about the physical run he made? Terrific job finding his way to the end zone to give him the lead.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Right there.
Wentz to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Wentz to throw for it on 4th. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. So on 4th down, a big-time completion, and the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
Right there.
Into the red zone, Wentz. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road, want to win it right now.
Well, win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Look at me, zipper. Hey, wahoo! Now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Airing one out for Boyd. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for Tyler Boyd. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch the run, watch the run. Check, check, check. Check 13.
Hey, Sam off.
Hey, watch it. Switch.
Hey, seam 6. Tight dog.
2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Come on, set. 8, read. Hey, Delta.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
Set, ready? 30 base. Hey, Charlie.
We're pretty quiet, team.
Ready, go.
Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Watch the back. Jack! He's checking. Crash. Quick the edge. Come. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Alert 3.
Hey, lock it.
Tighten up.
Ready.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This will be taken short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
Hey, Foxtrot.
We don't hold this. Mike's 54.
First throw of overtime for Wentz. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Sunday. Hey, exit.
36. Line 36.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken right on the 30. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Ready to break.
53, check 53. Right here, right here. Jim, 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 Jim.
80 weapons. Yo, 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 go, go.
Check 53's mine. Check 53's mine. Go, go, go. Kill, 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 kill. 36, 36.
X3, 218, chopper. Big grip, big grip.
On first down, Bernard. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
You ain't going nowhere.
61 Matchbox Lights.
Check 9, check 9.
Again, here's Bernard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down.
Rock it. Go.
He'll drop to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Fourth down and 1.
Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on fourth down.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Hey, check 20.
Go.
Check 24.
They'll run. This is Bernard. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Check 37. Check 37.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Kill.
Go.
Hey, turn it up.
Go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Nixon. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
60 outlaw.
57, come on. I don't even know why this team showed up. Hey, check, Mike 57, Mike 52.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
We go. At 60 or. Hey, Alpha.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Watch twist. Twist.
Hey, Echo.
53 to Mike.
Hit it.
Now back to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime.